This is a very important success journey for us. And the reason for this is that Nida had a first discussion with me for PMP. She did PMP and she became certified project management professional. Then after some time, he said, "Hey Amir, I want to go for PMP." We had our discussion. We started working into that preparation, and Mr. Sami took care of that. It took some time from 4th of October, and then application got approved on 27th of October. We were very hopeful, like we can end the year with bang, but Nida had different challenges which she can share later on. But finally, on 4th of November, she uh, when her application got approved, then yesterday today, after 6 months, I'm very happy to say that she cleared it, and she cleared it in a beautiful style. This is something that is I want to share here. PgMP exam has become very difficult. In the last few months, the exam difficulty level has gone very up. And this is from the experience of like at least 2025 PgMP, certified PgMP. And it's just something on actually every single week we are having our discussion that we need to, like we are trying so many different things, case study, documents, so many different mocks. Like now this is something only Mr. Sami and me knows that we changed the entire simulator and in the last 6 months. When you came, and from now, we removed 2,000 questions. Removed. This is how much hard work. And even now, Mr. Sami have like 300 more questions for me to put in the simulator, right? So which we are continuously adding. And of course, he will be getting input from you. And I'm really proud of you, Nida. With all the challenges, you never gave up. Even sometimes, Sami has never been hard to anyone. He's a very kind person. Whenever I used to call you, I was always hard, right? But
Yeah.
it is in my nature. So I'm very happy for you. And I have to say, Mr. Sami, great job. We did it. And I just wanted to share with everyone the scorecard. Above target, above target, above target, above target, only one target. And all other above target, above target. Like when she will get her full score, which you will be overall above target. Right. So this is something I'm really proud of. Mr. Sami, you want to add something here?
Yes, first of all, congratulations to Miss Nida on dedication and hard work. So she is an example of the consistency is the key to success. Every day when she was busy, I just reminded her, okay, let's do only one page per day of the booklet, but keep in touch. And in the last 1.5 month, when we in February, when we started that, okay, we have to do it in the in the minimum possible time. Then we waited for the last 20 days. She was already ready, but I said that no, we have to wait. I'm updating the questions, and we have to be bulletproof so that we don't take any risk. So I'm grateful to her that she was listening to me whenever I was pushing her and asking her for the follow up, and ultimately she is successful now. So, Miss Nida, can you share your journey in your own words, please?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sami and Amir. As Amir has told you that I did PMP in last month, last year March. So that was also around these days when I passed my PMP, and then after last year in October itself, we started having a discussion that I wanted to go for PGMP, and I talked to Amir about it, and then we started. We got connected, and in October we started having our batch, classes, and then honestly, at that time, I started it, but I was not able to give my 100% and study full time like everybody else was studying. From my batch, I think I'm the last one to clear the PGMP so late. It took me 6 months to go for the exam. But yeah, I had some different challenges, sometimes, family, and sometimes work, and that just kept venting on. And then I think then finally this year in February, we like I was thinking that okay, maybe I'm getting ready now. But then the exam, the nature of the exam, that got changed. We started getting feedback from the students who were passing PGMP. Though everybody was passing, but everybody that I was talking to was telling me that it's a very difficult exam. It's not the same yet like it used to be, and I was like really scared that maybe I should have done it in last year itself. But then that's how it is. But then yes, during my journey of PGMP preparation, we pivoted, as Amir has mentioned. We changed our direction from focusing on booklet and majorly booklet and the questions we had earlier and eco to we started studying in more depth, and on we started standard as well, and then we did like different questions, a lot of questions we did. And one thing that I would like to mention here is that the ecosystem that this PGMP group has built is really helpful, because we had some previous students coming in into the sessions and giving insights how to study, what worked for them, sharing their notes, and how they approached different things, real time, business cases. We were looking at real time charter, real time, different plans, and that all of that really played a very interesting role in this, in for me to shape up and prepare me. And then I think on 10th March, I thought that I will go for the exam on 10th March. But then I was talking to Mr. Sami, and he said, no, if you have to wait and you have to do these things first, and then I will give you some more questions. I want you to prepare for more questions, and then you will go. And then around that time we decided we'll go into 24th of March. And I booked the date of my exam, I think yeah, somewhere around that time. And then I attempted today, and yeah, that's how this has been so far. The exam is no doubt was a difficult exam. It's not an easy exam. I think conceptually, if you're strong, you can do this exam. But if you're not conceptually strong, then this is going to be a very challenging thing to do. That is something that I've been telling like other students who have been approaching me today as well, that what was there and what is the nature of the exam, what is the tone, is it difficult. So I've been telling them, yes, it is difficult. The things that we were hearing earlier, that eco is very important, and certain topics or certain things are very important. No, it didn't I didn't get those kind of questions in the exam. But yes, if you're conceptually, again, if you're conceptually strong and you have done your part, then you'll be able to clear that, hopefully.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question on that thing. So you mentioned that the exam was different. Let's put in the context how difficulty, one mean very easy, 10 mean very difficult, right? You in the result you reached 9. So but in reality, in the exam when you were giving, what were the feelings, what were the things going through your brain? How did you felt along the way?
Okay, so I will tell you, when I was attempting the exam, I was not like panicking, and I was not nervous, because I knew the exam itself is not asking for me. It didn't ask any questions out of the context, like altogether. There were, but the way questions have been designed is a tricky part. So the way they are asking you, they are mixing two different concepts in the question itself, and then they are asking you like one thing in the middle of, somewhere in the middle of the question. And then unnecessary information is in the beginning, and at the end as well. Earlier, the approach we were taking was we were reading the last line of the question to give us like more, better idea what they're trying to ask. But for me, at least, I had to read the questions like 2 to 3 times, even though Mr. Sami asked me, don't give too much time to one question and just move ahead. But for me, I saw that until I was reading the question 2 to 3, I was not even able to understand what the examiner is asking. When you understand what the questioner is trying to ask you, then if like it's not like the options are not like out of the way completely. Options are there from, if you have studied from booklet, whether you have studied from notes or anything, you'll be able to give the answer. But the trick is to understand the questions. The way they have written the questions is a bit tricky in this regard. No direct questions. I did not get any direct questions. It was all scenario based. And yes, the way they have written it is the tricky part. At least for me, that was uh, what was happening during the exam. But I was confident. Even I was doing the questions, once I would understand what he's asking, then I would give the answer. Then I was like confident, okay, this is fine. Like I was not panicking during the exam time.
Hmm. Okay, okay. I totally understand that. Okay, how did you manage time in the exam? You took the breaks, or how you move forward?
I did not take any break because it is an a nerve cracking experience, because when you are not getting the question in one go, you're like reading it 2 to 3 times, then extra pressure comes on you, because you know that clock is ticking. And so I didn't want it to waste like any minute. So I was done with my exam, and I had 30 minutes to review the questions. So 30 minutes before the timer ends, I answered all the questions. And in the last 30 minutes, I actually flagged a lot of questions. Not that I've changed the answers of those questions, but I just wanted to reread the exam, like question statement, and understand that I understood it correctly. If I understood it correctly, the answer was correct. But I was not sure if I understood the statement correctly. So I didn't get a chance to review all the flagged questions that I flagged. But yeah, I think somewhat like 10 flagged questions, I think I went through, and then the timer ended. So that's what happened.
Okay, okay, okay. But let's talk about the length of the question. You mentioned that reading the last line was not working straightforward. You have to go through the question 2 times. So, what was the length of the questions?
Average question was 2.5 to 3 liners, 2 liners, 3 liners. That was the average length of the question. I just got one question that was 4 5 lines, and other than that, it was 2 to 3 lines.
Hmm. Okay, okay. That's an awesome thing. Okay, what were you considering into that while you're going the question? You were clear that I'm gonna pass the exam, or you were thinking, hey man, it looks like I'm not gonna make it.
No, I was. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but it actually it was the similar feeling when I was attempting PMP as well. But at the time of PMP, I was very sure that this answer is right. Here also, I was sure that. But just the bit of unsurety I had was whether I've understood the question correctly or not. That was just a bit of ambiguity I had. But the answer that I was putting after understanding the question, I knew that this, if the question I've understood correctly, then this is the answer. I was not unsure about the answers.
You were not unsure. How much important or relevant the PGMP booklet was for the exam?
It is still very relevant.
Hmm.
It has all the key concepts, and actually, I just read the standard like in the last week itself. PGMP, all my preparation was from the booklet from the beginning, and a booklet, and then the question. So I will tell you what I did was in the last week, last week, when Mr. Sami asked me to go to the standard and read this way, the way he has told me to, that this is what you'll read first, and then second, and then third, do it this way. I What I started doing, I was reading the chapter, and then I was doing the chapter wise questions that Mr. Sami had given me. So that thing actually helped me a lot to clarify the concepts, and that was very helpful for me. But again, my entire like 6 months, I was just reading booklet for past 5 6 months. But yeah, it is still very relevant. You can not say that it's irrelevant now.
Just Sami, please. I was asking all the questions. Go ahead. Mr. Sami, are you with me? Okay. Let's talk about the coaching call. now we conduct a lot of coaching call. 'Cause some of them you joined, some of them you were not able to make through it. So how would you walk through that? How the coaching calls were, and were they useful? They were not useful. How the coaching calls were for you?
So for me, when my batch coaching calls were happening, I was not able to attend those coaching calls. Uh, but then after that, Mr. Sami had really helped me because I was attending the coaching calls of the batches that were, coming after our batch. So I didn't attend mine, but I did attend the other coaching calls, and there were some coaching calls that we did for not for the chapters. We did like generally for the questions bank that we have. And for those, when the coaching calls were happening, I was joining those coaching calls. I joined couple of coaching calls where the previous students were joining, and they were telling their experience and telling, what is the tone of the exam, how is it changing. So last 2 months, I think I was getting into more and more coaching calls, and they are actually very very helpful, because you understand from a person who has just gone and taken the exam, and you get the insights from them. Okay, this is the tone, and this is how they're asking, this is how they're asking. Then it helps you to your mind to shape up. Okay, this is something that can happen in the exam with me. So yes, that is something that really played a role in this.
Hmm. Just Amit.
Yes, so Ms. Sindha, about the question banks, like the sequence that we had. First, we were doing the mocks, and then I took you to the blue background questions, because all the students who passed till December had only the blue background questions, and then this year we started to develop the purple background questions. So, how relevant are those questions? Not saying the relevant, the exact question that you got in the exam, just the relevancy, and how to understand the concepts in which background questions were most helpful in the exam for you.
For me, it was blue background questions actually. Purple background questions, yes, they are helpful. Maybe with the new terms that are coming, they were helpful with that. But blue background, because there are, I think, 527 questions in blue
Right.
background.
Mhm.
So I did them at least, I think, 6 times during these last 6 months. Like I did them a lot. So
Mm.
not the exact relevance with the exam, like exact thing were not there, but it helped me understood that okay, this is, if the tone or something, what they're trying to ask
Mhm.
is this, then this, only this can be the answer. Because when we are reading from the book, and sometimes we skip some points, right? But questions ensure that everything is covered and every aspect of it is, whatever can be important is taken into the account. So I think for me, blue background questions were really helpful. Purple background are also very helpful with the new tone, you can say, or the way the questions are designed. Those are relevant in that domain. But for conceptual clearance, I think for me it was blue background ones.
All right. And did you get any mathematical question?
No.
No mathematical question. Okay, very good. And the coaching call that you were referring were about the masterclass series that we had in November, when we were talking about in 1.5 hour each domain, not focusing only on the questions, but then we started to focus on the concepts. So those were
Yes.
helpful.
Very very helpful, yes. Those really helped me understand the flow of the entire program management cycle. Because when we are studying like on ourselves, and in the first course, it just sometimes some little bit things stay in your head, and most of the things like go away. Like in my case, I was not very much dedicated studying in the earlier days, and I accept that I was not very much, because there were
Mm.
different challenges at my front. So I was not very dedicatedly understanding. So when you go through these masterclass series and you have read the booklet 1 2 times yourself before that, then it really helps to shape up the concept. Because
Mm.
then you start to put things together. Okay, I read it somewhere. Okay, okay, this is the journey that happens. That is something that was very useful for the with the masterclass series.
Very good. So it means that reading the booklet plus attempting the questions actually understands your concepts, and then also you are testing onto that. Okay. So it had been a long journey. So we forgot about the application part because that was the first challenge that you had, because I am always pushing the students to write along with my classes, and but you were a bit late in that perspective. How difficult was it, and how you felt about writing the application in terms of PMI terms?
It was actually with your guidance, it was not very difficult, not as difficult as the exam itself was. Because I knew what the application is requiring me to put. But again, I was dumping everything on a piece of paper, and then you were sitting with me. I remember till midnight, like 12 at night, or even later, that late than that. And you were telling me, this is something, this part needs to come in this section, this part needs to come in this section, this is what they're trying to ask, so you answer it in this way. So I think it was not that difficult because you were there. Honestly, if you compare that with the exam itself, that was a lot easier. That part was not that difficult for me.
Right, right. Because in the exam, you are alone sitting, and while in the
Yes.
applications, Mr. Amir and I are always available for support. But surely you are writing by yourself. Very good.
Okay,
Yes.
one of the most important thing about the application is that many students we get, and Sai Anirudh is there. He is also another interesting story. His application got approved within one day, like 1 hour.
Oh,
Within 1 hour, his first part got approved, and then he made the payment. Within few hours, the entire application got approved. But I want to say something also here. When Mr. Sami shared me the Sai Anirudh application, I was actually sitting like that. I read the entire application on my iPad. I said, submit it. Mr. Sami always ask, and if he doesn't know, this is one, he already had done that, and it got approved within that day. But writing down the application and the hard work that is taken here, let me walk through everyone the process. First, Mr. Sami guide you, write down the application. Then he reviewed like this 3 times himself,
Yes.
because he's a perfectionist. Then he sent me, and most of the time when there is something, we send it. Then we get a third party view, and then we send it back to you. Hey, take it back. You are not looking at. You are just looking at the one end, but behind
Yes.
that scene, because application is something we try to get it right on the first time. Okay, let me
Yes.
ask you a very important thing. Normally, the students clear like Azim is here, and then Gulzar is there. Those guys cleared in a month or two. Your journey expanded up to 6 months, right? Your journey expanded up to 6 months. 6 months is a long time, especially in my certifications.
I
And
know.
and you said that all your batchmates have cleared it. How was the follow-up throughout the journey?
Oh, if it wouldn't have been follow-ups, I wouldn't even now have attempted the exam. I think Mr. Sami is very, softer on, on that front, but he was consistent. Like he mentioned that if you leave it to somebody, because there are other priorities that are going on with the exam preparation as well in our day-to-day life. And this is the concept wise also, this is like not a very easy to go for concept. When you're reading it yourself, you get sometimes drained up, and sometimes you don't get it right in the first time, and then you feel like a bit of demotivation. Okay, why my answers are not coming correctly? So if it is not the follow up, then I think it is really, really difficult to go for, unless like you're hyper motivated yourself. And yeah, it has a lot to do with follow-ups, and I think that is why in the first time, when we had our discussion, I told you, Amir, I will need the follow-ups, because without follow-ups, I don't think I'll be able to do it. And it was consistency. Every day I was getting a message from Mr. Sami that what is the progress, what is the progress. And then when I was not like there was no progress at all, then you would call me. What's going on, what's happening? So yes, it is very important to have the follow-ups.
Yeah, and this is something that we are really proud of, the way the follow-ups works and the way how things works. This is something we on built the entire training thing. You know, PMP, PGMP, Guldar is also here, RMP. The entire thing is based on the one thing. We will follow up. Either you become certified or you block us. There is nothing.
Yes.
And Mr. Sami, I guess no one has done that to you, but some people has also blocked me for the. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sami. Do you have any other question that you would like to ask her?
Yes, only one last feedback from Ms. Nida. You had a journey of 6 months, and really, after clearing the application, the real focus was in the last 2 months, starting from February till March. What would be your advice or the roadmap to the students who are listening to that, who are recently enrolled in our batch program or one-to-one program? What would be your advice to them? How to remain focused, and what is the real amount of time that you need to actually do the application and take the exam? If you are consistent, like you were in the last 2 months.
Yes, it is actually, it takes 2 months in itself. If you're studying dedicatedly every day, not like even in last 2 months, I was on weekends I was studying the entire weekend, but with the working days I was studying for 3 to 4 hours. So every day, but I was doing it every day. So if you are consistent, if you like, you just don't want to, because in my case, the setback, kind of a setback, I would say, though I have passed the exam now, and this is okay, but the exams has changed in those extra 3 months that I took. The exam itself has changed, right? The people who were attempting in December, I was like December or even in November, I was hearing from them that it is very important, study eco a lot. We are getting a lot of questions from eco and something like that. But even in like in last 2 months, the focus has completely shifted from PMI side. So I think when you have started it, just get through it, and don't let yourself get deviated from this path. Just if you have submitted the application, just get this through, because you never know what will change, and that is not in our control. Something that, yeah, I would say.
Hmm. That is one thing that we like about this thing. Thank you very much. Sayanura, do you have a question? Go ahead. Sayanura, unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me now, Amir?
Mhm.
Yeah, congratulations, Nida. Firstly, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So, the first one being, I remember you mentioning about blue background questions helping you the most, and also purple background questions. So, what is your feedback on the golden background questions?
Honestly, golden background questions gives you a deeper insight into things like WBS, or the schedule and the roadmap and that kind of things. But it was not for me at least. It
Okay,
helped me build the concepts. But if you say like something similar of that sort come in the exam, nothing.
exam tone. Got it.
No.
Exam tone is more closer to blue background from what
Yes,
you're saying.
yes.
Correct. Sure.
Not that the exam tone is closer, but it helps you clear your concepts.
Like,
I
yeah,
would
fill
say.
the missing gaps basically
Yes,
from the
yes,
booklet. Okay. And
yes.
also wanted to ask you like two other questions. Like, what were your average scores on the mock exams that you gave? And also, how did you motivate yourself? Because obviously, when I'm writing the mocks, sometimes I was getting 70, sometimes 80s. So how did you motivate yourself, and what was your scores during the mock
Okay.
exams?
Okay, so I will tell you, I did like one entire round of questions,
Okay,
like chapter wise. First, I was scoring, I think 70%, or sometimes 68, or something around those lines, 70, 75, around that. And then I told Mr. Sami, and he said, you will do the second attempt as well again. And
got
then
it.
after the second attempt, I was scoring 90%.
Wonderful.
And this was the same thing. But by the time I reached the blue background questions in the first attempt, like even for blue background, I was scoring like I think 79, 78%. First attempt I scored in the blue background. But again, I did the blue background like quite sometimes, like maybe 5 6 times for sure. I did the blue background questions, and when you're doing it again and again, then score doesn't matter. Obviously, because you have seen the questions, but there's so many questions that if you do it like in 1 week, and then after 2 weeks you don't study, and then you do it again, you'll remember like some of the concepts. Some of them you'll think, okay, maybe I'm seeing this question for the first time. That is something that happened with me, because I took a lot of breaks, honestly, which is not recommended.
Got it. Sure, that helps. And also, one other question is like you have scored very well. Congratulations on that. So, one thing is, even Sami has been telling the students to focus primarily, especially on strategic alignment and governance, because he did mention that from January, these are the two primary areas that he has seen students generally getting lower scores in comparison to other domains. What did you notice in the exam, especially with these two domains, strategic alignment and governance? And what do you think, your personal opinion was that you got target and strategic alignment, that you think that they were very tricky in questioning you in that domain?
Yes. Again, I would say that strategic alignment questions, I thought I am answering everything correctly. So I was not doubtful in any of the
Got it.
answers. The reason I got target in that is, I think probably I misunderstood the question there. That what he's like actually trying to ask. The exam is what is actually trying to ask. So I think that was something. But I noticed in the exam that benefits was a big chunk for me. Those were the questions that I still matlab, I can understand, like benefits was the major part of it. I know every domain had questions, but the type or the nature of the question, or the way they have written the question, in every like other question you see the word benefit. So that is something that maybe they're
Got it.
mixing the benefits with strategic alignment sometimes. But yeah, this is something that I got.
Hmm.
Got it. And those are the only questions I had, Nida. And congratulations on being persistent and making it through, because it's the hard step, right? Being persistent. So congratulations and all the very best.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
That's it, Amir, from my
Thank
side.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Uh, Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And thank you, Nida, for making sure to clear. Mr. Sami, you have any question or any comment at the end?
No, no, thank you very much, Miss Nida. We stay in contact and we will work together to improve
So
it.
my
Sure,
final
sure.
my final wording to everyone. Guys, we have students clearing PgMP in a month, in a 2 month, 3 months, and now in 6 months. One thing I'm gonna share you. We are the best when it comes to program management professional. Me and Mr. Sami will make sure you become certified. And as I said while we were recording the journey, either you will become certified or you have to block here. Because we will make sure you cross the line. And it's an end-to-end program from starting till you become certified. We will be there. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.